Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey all, very interesting question here. Hey Senior Clary, Senior, has the little, ampersand or the squiggly line over the end. I've helped many people over the years, resulting in mixed feedback from the majority, even though their goals were met due to the assistance I provided. From your perspective, would you agree that 99.9% of people, when given help or assistance through the following methods, funding, guidance, tools, resources, learning materials, or any requested form, always respond with ignorance, anger, become a parasite, or simply just don't get to it and go around stuck in a revolving door of blind idiocy? Am I losing my mind, or are people that stupid, ignorant, deluded to blame you for their own personal failures? I have officially lost faith in people completely. I am requesting a video hazing, so to speak, of these wastes of existence. I will happily pay over the odds or anything to get a really heated, hate-filled video, as I will be referring to it several times to repair my brain cells. P.S. I know that you deal with a lot of people who require advice in the areas outlined below. If you need someone to provide guidance for another person requesting information about the years, I would gladly assist. And he lists some things here. Dude, I would love to get so angry and pissed off and do a classical Clary rant, but I figured it out. And I've achieved Zen. But let me explain to you what's going on. Because, yeah, normally if this was 5-10 years ago, I would have I don't fucking know why. I still don't know why. When you try to help people out, they either don't care, they're ungrateful, they come to expect it, they take it for granted, or they just never implement it, and you just here, I just solved your problem, and they don't do it. And what I have learned, and this is in part why Asshole Consulting exists, no one heeds advice unless you make it painful, right? Nobody. And you could argue maybe it's Darwinistic. Like, if something really hurt, then that would really teach your hinterbrain to oh God, never do that again. Oh, let's pay attention to that. But if you get this advice for free and oh, okay, it didn't hurt, and so maybe your brain never incorporates that or cements it within its thinking. But I don't care why anymore. I don't give two flying fucks anymore. Why? Because like you, I pissed away a shit ton of my fucking own personal life. Not to mention care and emotion, because I've tried to help out people I love and care about, and they don't fucking listen. You're like, I just solved, and you could sit there like a sniper on top of a mountain, with the world's greatest vision, and you could say, "There's the solution to your problem," and you radio it down to them, and they can run off in the other direction and go fuck a bison or something. I don't know. So I stopped caring. But I did realize, I did figure out through Asshole Consulting, among other things, is that nobody heeds advice unless you make it painful, which is why I charge. Which is why we had one kid, spoiled little cunt, had everything paid for, millennial little bitch, and it was a guy. Parents read, and he's like, so what's wrong with me? And I charged him $100 to basically give a very short video that you're a pussy and you need to quit being a pussy. And that was the end of the video. It was a very short one. And I said, the reason I charge you $100 is so that you never, ever act this stupidly ever again. And actually it worked. He heeded it. So I don't know why, I don't care why you need to make it painful to these people. Otherwise it does. I mean, so that's the solution, all right? The other way to approach this in a very Zen-like way, because it's the reality of the way, is that these are not they're not your responsibility. These are not, I mean, unless you're paid, but if you're paid, then you're not charging enough if they keep bitching and whining. But to help you accept this on a psychological level, when you try and help out these people and they don't follow, you got to realize it's not your life, it's not your problem, it's not your concern, and fuck them. Best friend ever, love him to death, the talented Mr. Lee. He's the best artist I know. This is the guy that lives in the Quonset hut. If you don't know, he lives in a Quonset hut down in Arizona. And he was working at a Circle K to make ends meet, and just working manual labor. And he had no running water, he had no electricity, and they ran an extension cord so he could have a light. And I kept You know, he'd have to go to the bathroom in the house that I'm like, dude, let me help you out. I got some friends. Da, da, da. So for almost 5 or 6 years, I tried to help out my friend Con. Like, you got to get online. You got to show your artwork. You got to do this is the way to do it. Oh, I have no internet, Mr. Quaid. Yeah, but you got to get a computer. You got to get it. And then I realized something. Mr. Lee is almost a decade older than me. Mr. Lee is almost 50. And I realized when he was almost 47, 48, why am I trying to help out a man who is damn well near half a century old? What makes me think that I'm going to get this guy to think logically by this point in time? There's another example. There is an absolutely drop-dead gorgeous girl down in Atlanta who has her degree in economics. And she works at a furniture store making some pittance of money per hour and still lives at home. And I said, hey, look, you got the education, very libertarian-minded as well. I said, you are gorgeous. You're drop-dead gorgeous. You have the education of economics. You know what you're saying. All you got to do is put your beautiful face on a YouTube channel, unlike Julie Borowski, Jenna Marbles, or wherever, Laura Southern. You're going to get the 500% premium of being a cute set of tits on the internet, espousing non-leftist, non-feminist views. Go set it up. You'd be making, and after like 3 months of like, you're the sniper on top of the hill. There's the solution. You radio down the solution, and then they decide they're going to go fuck a rattlesnake. I don't know how you do it, but they would find a way to do that. They'd find a way to rape a rattlesnake before they'd actually follow your direction and go there. And then I realized, you know what? Not my life, not my problem. What the problem is here with you is you actually care and you're a good person. You actually give a shit. And you see how much good you could make out of people's lives, or how much bad you could eliminate from them. But you got to realize you're not the one in charge of their lives, and it's none of your fucking business on top of it, unless they're paying you or asking you. Then it is technically your business. But their life and their success is not your business. It's not your concern. It's tragic. This is why I'm a misanthrope. The other thing, and this is when you mentioned the 99.9, it's a little bit more truth to that statistic. Maybe not 0.9, but 98%. You sound like, I hate to, I'm not kissing your ass, but this is a problem very intelligent people are running into, and this is why I wrote the Curse of the High IQ. You're on the top, I at least guarantee 5% in terms of intelligent people. Go test your IQ, please do that, so you start to realize how much of a statistical freak you are. And what you're going to find out, I'm almost betting, is you do the Bell distribution curve, you're way to fuck over here, and you think you're average, or you think the rest of the people should just fucking understand it. Dude, you're probably over here. You're way to fuck over here, and everybody's over here. And to get these cattle, basically, is what you're trying to do. To these horses, this herd of horses, to go to the river and drink the water, they don't understand that. They are still operating largely not on this front part of their brain. If you took this forward part, like the forehead, the frontal lobes out, they'd still more or less act the exact same. They're going on rote rehearsal. They don't want to put forth the effort. They're lazy, or they're just indifferent, and they don't make the connection. Right, and then you came in and you try to help them. Now they're like, well, you should help me more, and fuck you. I just need more resources, and I don't even think. I mean, what they're doing, and perhaps why it's so insulting to you, is you are giving up part of your finite life and time to help them improve theirs. And not only are they not thankful, they're unaware that you're this fellow sentient human being that sacrificed his own finite seconds of life to help them. They don't view that as a gift or even thankful of it. They just think it's, oh, that's what you should do. You should support me. I needed more support, more support. You're talking nothing more than animalistic thinking in terms of survival. And this is where, I always respond with ignorance, anger, becoming a parasite, or simply just don't get it and go around stuck in revolving door of blind idiocy. So am I losing my mind, or are people that fucking stupid, ignorant, deluded to blame you for it? Yes, they are. You're not blind. Again, please take that IQ test. I mean, even if it's online, which aren't 100% accurate, you'll get a ballpark figure. You'll realize, oh fuck, that's maybe why. I've officially lost faith in people completely on requesting video. Right, and I am a misanthrope as well. And as maybe you have followed recently on the podcast or past couple of videos, I'm going to diversify my operations to include lying to people. Asshole Consulting tries to sell truth. And we're doing a brisk business. It's wonderful. I love it very much. But I think I could make millions being like Oprah or a leftist politician and simply lying to people. And that's what works. That's what the majority of people want. And it is probably a very depressing realization on your part where you're like, oh my God, Are the majority of people really like this? Yeah. Yeah, they are. That's why you can say the exact same thing some guy says, but if you're a cute set of tits, bam, you got it 5 times. No one thinks. No, you almost get to the part of misanthropy where you view your fellow human beings as resources, like cattle. And you would never, now Hitler or Stalin, those guys had no problem really treating them like cattle. But you get to the point where it's like, wow, I've been rolling around with pigs in the mud this entire time, trying to get you guys to do it. And it's not that people are less intelligent, it's that they do not savor or value their own lives that much. And that they're so willingly able to swallow bullshit, pretty lies over harsh truths to actually make any advancement. And I think you're probably at the stage that I'm at now, where it's like, okay, that's reality. This will never change. I wasted half my life operating on a different principle, but no more. And I'm going to get my, not pound of flesh, not like vengeance, but I'm going to capitalize on this reality. Fine, you don't want my advice? Okay, next time you want my advice, you're going to pay through the fucking ass for it. So you're going to make money that way. Or, what do you want to hear? And you could become the next Oprah. Just tell people what they want to hear. Just tell them whatever they want to hear. But charge for it. So it sounds like you're doing this out of the charity of your own heart, because again, people don't heed advice unless they pay, unless it stinks. But I know you want to rant, but there is no rant. You have to accept what this is. But if you want some kind of vengeance, like where you're angry, capitalize on this newfound information. Lie. Become a legal charlatan. Don't fraud. Become a Democrat. Run for Democrat, or in your case, leftist office. You're over in Europe. Run for the Labor Party. Tell people whatever pretty fucking lies they want, as long as they pay you. That's it. But at least at minimum, if you're going to give people advice, say no, you're going to pay me. And I don't give 2 flying fucks if you follow my advice, because I'm not wasting my time on you. You paid me. So that's all I got. I wish I could have gone, hey, look at Crazy Clary, but it's actually very calming once you realize this, and it makes a lot more sense. And you can operate much more profitably and efficiently in this world once you realize people would rather be lied to and not solve their problems than be told the truth and solve their problems. So anyway, best of luck to you. Toodles.